Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for September 2016. This month I'm still collaborating with Marie Moore, so definitely check her out if you haven't. She does astrology and tarot videos and weeklies and monthlies. You can check her out below. She's definitely somebody I've been watching for a very long time. But this month, let's see what is going on for you. It's definitely been interesting already for, I've only read for the first two signs so far. You will be my third, but it's been very, very interesting for those two signs, I gotta say. And it looks pretty interesting for you. I'm going to pull an extra card for you guys, so there you go. But, yeah, let's see. Yep, looks good. It looks good. You start off with the Queen of Diamonds, so definitely a good money month right off the bat. You have some very positive money cards. Probably, maybe not a ton of stuff going on for you this month. It might be a little bit more of a laid-back month, but I think that will be good for you. I think kind of taking a little bit more of a break this month, and it looks like you're having a little bit of time to recover even. I think that will be just very good for you, and will be much more positive. So I like that. I think it's good. But you have all three of the Diamonds court cards coming up here, Jack, King, and the Queen here. And so that's interesting. A lot of you could be dealing a lot with bosses and higher-ups. You could be dealing with or mentors in your life. Like if you have somebody you consider a mentor, they don't necessarily have to be a boss, just maybe somebody you look up to or something like that. That person could be very important to you this month. So definitely look out for that. You could even be gaining a mentor. Like maybe if you're struggling in business or struggling at work or struggling in a relationship, a lot of you could, and should maybe look for somebody to be a mentor, somebody that you can look up to who can help you out and things like that. But the Queen of Diamonds, excellent financial card. She's really good. I always say that, to me, the Queen of Diamonds should be above the King of Diamonds. She's a much better financial energy. She makes better decisions, trusts her intuition, and she's much smarter as far as money goes. The King of Diamonds is an excellent money card, don't get me wrong, but he can just make a lot of mistakes. But she comes in and balances it out. So, money looks really good for you this month, I have to say. Next, you have the Four of Hearts. A lot of you could be making commitments to different things. This can be a marriage card, by the way. It can even be a relationship card. So I would say there's definite relationship potential for those of you who are single and looking this month. But this can definitely represent more commitments as well. This can represent marriage. It can represent just a deeper commitment in a relationship, taking a relationship to the next level, or it can represent a relationship in general. This card can also represent new jobs, new businesses, and even moving as well. And you have the Four of Diamonds coming up next. Very similar. New jobs, new businesses, moving, all that stuff comes up under this card. I would say with the two fours together, plus you have the Five of Hearts coming up, again, I kind of touched on this in the beginning of the reading, but it could be a great month for just recovery, for just taking time out to, process things from even the first half of the year here. I mean, it's a little bit more than half, but, I think you get what I'm saying. This first part of the year, a lot of you could be processing a lot of that, especially with these two eclipses that are coming up. It's weird that, the first two signs both had double cards. You have two fours. I think, Taurus had like two tens and so on here. So it seems like everybody's getting these double cards. Part of me feels like these double cards here are kind of like hitting on the two eclipses, and a lot of you could be seeing these changes in these certain areas around the eclipses. So, definitely pay attention to that. But this is definitely a card of more money coming in, seeing more money. It can even be a great card for selling. If you're in sales, this is a great card. If you're in marketing, this is a great card. And if you are selling something, a lot of you could be selling your home or selling a car or something. This is a very positive card for that as well. Next, you have the Seven of Diamonds. Doubts around money, let that stuff go. I think doubts are coming up because, I think things are finally getting better. So these doubts come up whenever things get better because we're like, okay, when's the bad thing going to happen? Don't immediately jump to the negative. But this is actually a good card as well because it is a card of working out ways to make more money, working out ways to stabilize your finances, and all of that other good stuff. Next, you have the King of Diamonds. Again, great for finances, great for making more money and seeing more money coming in. It's also great for stepping up into leadership type positions. So if any of you are thinking about stepping up into leadership positions or even, this is even a card of authority and influence. So if you're looking to gain more authority and influence, this is also a great card for those things. And it's funny, it's weird, this deck, you know, if you look at this, it's kind of weird, kind of messed up imagery, but he's looking at himself with his own eye there. And that's the thing that the King of Diamonds does not do, is he does not necessarily look at himself. He doesn't necessarily look at his own issues. So that can be one of the problems with the King of Diamonds, is he can not look at his own problems. So definitely don't be afraid to look at yourself and try to fix things. But again, you have the Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamonds kind of limits those issues that come with the King of Diamonds. Next, you have the Five of Hearts. This card can represent two things. It can represent jealousy at work. So if you're dealing with jealousy at work, ignore it. This is usually jealousy at work because you got a promotion over somebody else, or you got a raise over somebody else, or you're dating somebody that somebody else wants, or something like that. Ignore it. It's a card of ignoring jealousy, you know, when it comes in. It can also be a card that represents the birth of a relationship. Fives represent birth, but not as in a baby. They can just represent birth of something. In this case, it can represent the birth of a relationship. I guess it could be a baby too, but again, it wouldn't be a surprise. You would know about it. You would be pregnant already. It's not a card necessarily of getting pregnant. Next, you have the Seven of Spades. Seven of Spades is a card, internal fears that don't exist. Let those fears go. Definitely don't allow fears to stop you this month. This is a card of letting go of fears, so definitely let go of anything that you can. And again, you end with the Jack of Diamonds. A lot of you could have a love coming in, possibly through work or business, and you could even be going to somebody's place of business or something along those lines. So say that you're at a restaurant or something and the waiter or waitress gives you their number. That's what I'm talking about when I say you could meet somebody at their place of business. But for the most part, this represents like somebody at work who you could be starting a relationship with. And this card also represents, it represents messages and listening to messages that come to you. It's funny, I read for a bunch of you Geminis, and you know, a lot of you have been getting this message where I've been saying pay attention to messages that you receive. So pay attention to messages, pay attention to your dreams, and pay attention to people that come to you and literally give you a message. But all in all, it looks like a really great month. Definitely, but a great month to relax as well. I would say, if nothing else, definitely take it easy this month and, you know, allow that for that recovery and things like that. But it looks great. So thank you for watching and enjoy your September.